Good morning, everyone. Welcome in. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome into the Unabated Pick Em show here on the channel. Every Friday afternoon, we run through a bunch of the plus EV picks for the DFS Pick Em game over on Underdog using the Unabated DFS Pick Em entry tool. We find some winners. No guest with me this week. We are still going to find winners though, and we had some bites at the apple last week. Some 8-leggers that were not too far away. A very interesting slate of games this weekend in the NFL. We, of course, have the London game. Thankfully, we don't have to deal with my Kansas City Chiefs on the main slate of games or any slate of games because the Kansas City Chiefs are on bye. We do lose an automatic pick, though. We do always have the automatic pick with Justin Jefferson. Jefferson has hit his receiving over every week of the season. We're not gonna have Justin Jefferson with his automatic over. If you are new, if you've never watched this show before, it's pretty simple. We go over to unabated.com. We go up to the NFL tab. We click on DFS Pick'em, and we set our projections up to 100% projections on the blitz. Right now, Carty has projections in for 130 players. If you are using these tools on Unabated, you can use their market-based projections. You can upload your own custom projections. So that means you could go to, establishtheRun.com. You could use the rotogrinders base ones. Maybe next week I'll use the rotogrinders base ones. But right now I am using the blitz. We click next and we load these all up. Also, if you are unfamiliar with our friend Derek Carty does not care what the market says. Derek Carty does not care what ETR says. Derek Carty doesn't care what SaberSim says. He projects his numbers, which is interesting for two reasons. The first reason it's interesting is I will edit the projections real quick and I will show you the first reason. So let's go half blitz, half market-based. We are going to end up with way fewer bettable numbers. So we have James Cook, who's not going to play, Gerald Everett, lower receiving yards, Jerome Ford, lower rushing yards. I mean, that is feels like a lock. So let's just go ahead and put that one in now. And then we get into baseball stuff, which means that we are basically out of plus EV selections, which is not to say that there are no plus EV selections are found, but when you regress things towards the market, you are going to have less things on your menu. So I go 100% on the blitz, and I also have been doing this for a long time, and I know what feeds into a projection. I have done projections. I used to do projections at dailyroto.com way back in the day. I learned a lot about doing projections from Michael Leone and from Drew Dinkmeyer. I, of course, would definitely not say I am near as good at doing projections as Michael Leone or Drew Dinkmeyer, but I did at least learn how very smart people think about them, which is useful if you are going to be doing DFS pick'em entries or prop wagering. And yeah, I think that is a nice little table setting. I'm going to pull up my sheet here to do the timestamps, and we are going to start picking. It's a pretty interesting week because we actually have some games with points being projected in them. I mean, really unbelievable. Let's actually start out with this Jerome Ford one. Something that I want to do today is I think we are deep enough now into the season where we can start to just have some real opinions about, guys aren't getting lucky, guys aren't getting unlucky. It's just their role on the team. So I'm going to pull up, the first thing I'm going to pull up is this Fantasy Life tool, which basically just lets us look at utilization of players. So Jerome Ford snap share, basically he's a part-time player. So he has the two really good games right there, but basically he's a part-time player. He's losing work to Donta Foreman. Pierre Strong went away. He got injured. He came back. Nick Chubb probably is not going to be eligible this week, but I am going to go ahead on this first pick. I'm going to lock in this Jerome Ford lower rushing yards. DK said that he took the tidbit of advice about the flex plays, and instead of losing $200 on Thursday Night Football, he won $100. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I have also been doing the flex plays since doing the show last week. Not on every entry that I put in, but on a good bit of them. And I have to say, it does feel pretty good. It does feel pretty good. Yeah, so that's interesting. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe there's a little bit of a discrepancy. So right now, looks like it's locked. Looks like something is going on. Yeah, because Lamar is projected for, I see 224 here, but the player is no longer, that play is no longer available. And then when I look at it on unabated, the same deal. So let's just go ahead and skip those. This one right here, Aaron Rodgers, lower passing yards. Yeah, that is going to go ahead and make our entry. I feel fairly strong about that one. And one of the main reasons why I feel so strongly about that is, man, the New York Jets play slow. That is really their whole deal. Rodgers actually has been over that number on two. Well, I guess depending on how good your number is, he's been over that. He was over that number against Minnesota. He was over that number against New England. I'm going under on that number here. The first reason being, man, do they play slow? They are, when you adjust, when you here you go, James. James can see both of them at 224.5. So 224.5. We are going to be taking the lower on Aaron Rodgers at 226.5 for a couple of reasons. The first reason being how slow they play. The second reason being, I think we see a super conservative game plan from the Bills here. So the Bills are probably going to be without James Cook. They are probably going to get Khalil Shakir back. I think we end up seeing just like an all-time, basically the opposite of what we saw from the Bills last week against the Texans, where they were trying to be super aggressive. I think we see the opposite. I also think with Robert Saleh getting fired and this Todd Downing fella taking over, we're going to see a super vanilla game plan from them as well. You guys know I don't take lowers all that often, but we are going to take a lower right here. Oh, I needed to remember to turn the background music on. There we go. Just a little bit. This, it just stuff like that happens in the app every once in a while. Sometimes if you just close it and open it back up, it should fix itself. What else do we have here? Not that interested in lowers on David Montgomery. Not that interested in any lower against the New York Giants defense, but 266.5 that is a lot of yards. That one I could be sold on. I could definitely be sold on lower Joe Burrow passing yards, but I'm not going to take it. I am going to take the Dak Prescott higher. I mean, the Cowboys just have no interest in running the ball at all. Dak this season, 352, 221 in that win against the Giants, but in the losses, 379, 293. So it's pretty simple. In a game that the Dallas Cowboys are going to win, you'll want to be on the lowers. In a game that they're going to lose or at least struggle with, I think that you are going to want the higher for Dak. In fact, let's look at pass rate over expectation, NFL 2024, because I'm going to guess that the Cowboys, I mean, they're probably the number one PROE team. No, they're not. Wow, that's actually very surprising. Dallas actually slightly negative PROE. Wow. All right. Well, you learn something new. You learn something new every day. But look at their game state expected pass rate is 6th highest in the NFL. So that would explain why they are not super high on. That would explain why it's not super high on PROE. Interesting though. I wonder if that is the same in every pass rate over expectation metric. I would think it's not. Let's see if I think there's another table here. Oh, no, it is the same. So this is the Draft Sharks PROE, and the Cowboys are, I can't even see. There they are. Yeah, okay, so they're about the same. It's about the same. All of that was a very long way to say I expect the Dallas Cowboys to throw the ball about 40 times against the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions don't let anyone run on them. that is maybe something that's not being fully clarified by the market. These pass run funnels. So these are the team defensive numbers. Teams have only run 83 times against the Detroit Lions for 363 yards. I mean, that is nuts stuff. It really is. 83 rushing attempts against. I mean, there's only 4 teams that have allowed less than 103 rushing attempts. Really, really insane stuff. Yeah. So I feel pretty good about Dak hires there. What else do we have on the menu? Breece Hall rushing attempts. Breece Hall rushing attempts. I could be pretty easily convinced on that. 9, 10, 16, 14, 16. What has Braylon Allen's rush attempts been at? Because obviously that is kind of the situation you have to 5, 8, and 11. Huh. Carty has him for how many does Carty have Braylon for? He's got him for, he has him for 34 rushing yards, so he definitely doesn't have him at nothing. So that's a good question. I think no, but let's try it out. Here, let's just try it out over on Underdog right now. Rodgers. Oh, it's not letting me. I'm gonna have to refresh. I just ran into the same error. A little bit frustrating. I don't think that the running back higher and the Rodgers lower will dock you, but okay, Rodgers lower, Breece Hall higher rushing attempts. Picks must be from at least 2 different. All right, well, let's just toss something else in. Let's toss in Barkley. It looks like it is docking me a little bit. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not, because Barkley's touchdown. Yeah, it's not docking me. Here, I'll do Barkley rushing yards, and it should, yeah. In fact, it's giving us a slight correlation boost, Aaron. We are getting a slight correlation boost from doing 2 diametrically opposed things on the same team, for doing a lower and a higher on the same team. So there you go. You learn something new about Underdog Fantasy every single day. Learn something new on Underdog every day. All right. So we have 4. So let's get a 5th. Jerome Ford, lower rushing yards. Aaron Rodgers, lower passing yards. Dak, higher passing yards. Breece, higher rushing attempts. Hubbard rushing attempts feels pretty strong. Has Hubbard been lower than that? I guess they got totally shit-canned. They got totally trounced last week, and he got to 13, 18, 21, and 10. Yeah, I think that one seems good. Higher rushing attempts for Chuba Hubbard. So we have a nice little entry cooked up there. All right. So we've got Jerome Ford, lower rushing yards. We have got Dak Prescott, higher passing yards. And we have Chuba Hubbard, higher rushing attempts. 14.5. Shouldn't be any negative multiplier there. Yeah, no, there isn't. All right, there we go. Aaron Rodgers, lower passing yards. Breece Hall, higher rushing attempts. Jerome Ford, lower rushing yards. Dak Prescott, higher passing yards. Chuba Hubbard, higher rushing attempts. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. That one, I feel pretty... dang it. I should have done the flex. I should have done the flex on that one. Please remind me. Guys, please remind me before I submit the next one to do the flex entry. I need to be doing that. Let's so they don't have the touchdowns. They don't have the touchdowns on unabated. Link. Idiot. Of course. How could I forget the link? And this is nice now. You can I can just link it straight from here. I think. Oh, maybe I can't. Dang, I don't think I can. Oh, I have to wait. So they actually offer you the ability to cancel. So I think maybe I have to wait until after I can cancel. See contest details. Yeah, I think I have to wait a second. Fail by me. So on unabated, they don't have the touchdowns, which means that we are going to be unburdened by what has been when we build our 8-leg touchdown entry on underdog.com. We don't have to be tricked around with any of that fancy math, fancy edge calculation. None of that is going to be involved at all. And we can simply play the best plays, which is exactly what we are going to be doing. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't share that entry. We'll be back with the very next one. I promise. All right, back into the DFS Pick Em entry. Let's start by building some touchdowns. Jacksonville and Chicago. I already know the way that I want to be going here. Let's see if they're maybe I can pull up the props menu on unabated, and we can see if we can find a little bit of an edge here. In fact, I bet almost certainly we can. Now receiving yards, passing touchdowns. Well, let's see if there's any bias in the passing touchdowns. So let's. Yeah, no, I can't sim these out. Huh. All right. Well, let's run a sim on receiving yards and just see if if we think there's any edge there. Because my guess is that there probably will be. All right. We're simulating to determine the best line on unabated.com. Ooh, you get a 1.1x for Caleb over 4.5 rushes. He's hit that in 4 out of 5 games. All right. Carty is a DJ Moore hater. Carty has DJ Moore under, so that is not going to sim all that well. But you know what? You know what I say? Well, you know what? No, it's my touchdown, and I will be doing DJ Moore to score a rushing or receiving touchdown in this game against the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Washington Commanders against the Baltimore Ravens. What do we think? Do we think Lamar? Do we think Henry? Do we think Zay Flowers? Do we think Likely? Likely could be an interesting one. I think we do Lamar in this game. I think we do a Lamar rushing or receiving touchdown for Washington and Baltimore. For Tampa Bay and New Orleans, this one is going to be easy. Kamara at evens. I mean, you want to talk about building the entire offense out of one player. The entire New Orleans Saints offense is going to be built out of Alvin Kamara this week. Cleveland and Philadelphia, also the easiest possible DFS pick 'em click I've ever made. AJ Brown should be even money to score a touchdown this week. Gucci headband AJ Brown. You can take that to your bank examiner. AJ Brown is like my favorite play of the week in DFS. So is Devonta Smith. So is Jalen Hurts. This Cleveland Browns defense is just teed up to get dunked on. So we are taking AJ Brown. The Arizona Cardinals against the Green Bay Packers. This might be a slightly more difficult one because I don't really want to take Jacobs. I think that's a bad price on Jacobs. Jaden Reed is likely the one from this game. Sorry, guys. I got a little cough, a little cold going on. You know, we are grinding here. The weather's changing. We're doing the absolute best we can. All right, Jaden Reed, welcome in. 1.1x against the worst defense in the NFL. Romeo Doubs, yeah, it does feel like Wicks is for sure scoring in the flop leg game. That is so true. Maybe I'll build a crazy one, like a 3-leg one with Wicks. Houston and New England. I'd love to do a Drake May. Do they have Antonio Gibson up? No Antonio Gibson. I'm going to skip that one. That's such a low total game anyways. I'm going to skip that one and go to Indianapolis at Tennessee. Tony Pollard. He might be as good as A.J. Brown. Zach Moss is playing, but I think Chase Brown's time is coming. Okay. Tony Pollard. Who do we got next? God. I mean, how does this one possibly lose? This one feels too good to lose. I am tempted to toss on the Justin Fields rushing hire. Let's just see if we have Chase Brown stuff available. No, they're not giving it. They're not giving us Chase Brown. Oh, here's a good one. What do we have for Bijan? 0.91x. 0.91x. I don't love. I really don't. In fact, I hate it. Hubbard, I feel better about. No, Leggett. There you go. Mr. Xavier Leggett. Oh, the following are inactive. That one has been removed from the board. Davis, you have a long history with Rattler. Do you think he can move the ball against the blitzing Bucks? Chances he is better than Carr? He's definitely not better than Carr. What I will tell you is he thinks he's better than Derek Carr. Rattler is not going to come into these games and be scared. He's likely to be... He's going to be more like Nick Mullins than like Aiden O'Connell. Yeah. So that's what I can tell you about Spencer Rattler. He is gonna try his darndest. Did I see Carty's projection on Aiden O'Connell pass completions? Let's see. Let's check this out. I gotta log back in. I got logged out of Unabated. My guess is it's very low because it's against the Steelers, but it would not surprise me if it was very high. Well, also if you build in a little bit of benching risk. Okay, I am back in on unabated.com. What is the line? Aiden O'Connell, 17.5 completions. So I'm going to guess Carty. Oh my God. 22.1. Yeah, I'm not taking that personally. But don't you see how you can so see how he gets there? Like lots of Brock Bowers, lots of the tight ends. I mean, that's the way Carty does things, man. Carty does not care what the market says. Carty does his numbers, and he feels confident in his numbers. And I like Carty's numbers. I like the way Carty's. I am pro Derek Carty, and happy to be. All right. Can I get? Let's see if I refresh if I can get the Leggett touchdown. I've become a Xavier Leggett slappy in my old age. Well, now he's just not available. Is the dude hurt? What happened to Xavier Legat, guys? He's not available. He's off the board. What is a J.K. Dobbins touchdown multiplier? 1.15x. All right, we need one more. Dobbins seems fine. Gus Edwards is banged up. Dobbins seems fine. Oh, Detroit and Dallas. We don't even have a David Montgomery touchdown in here yet. All right, there we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, that's the thing. Carty just does not care. He's not going to go fact check his shit with Leone. He's not regressing it to what they have posted on BetMGM. He's just projecting his stuff. Ooh, I could be talked into Brees. Do we do Brees or David Montgomery? What changes here? Let's remove David Montgomery and let's add Brees. Well, all right. I've been told, by the way, one of my Earthworm friends from Pete's Discord told me that the most plus EV leg numbers is 6. 6 is supposed to be the magic number for expected value on the DFS Pick'em entries. Okay. Firing that one. DJ Moore. Let me take a record of the timestamp. DJ Moore, touchdown. Lamar Jackson, rushing touchdown. Alvin Kamara, touchdown. AJ Brown, touchdown. Jaden Reed, touchdown. Tony Pollard, touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, touchdown. Brees Hall, touchdown. And this time, I will remember to post the link. This is so true. Brees is the guy that projects well, that never gets there. And Montgomery is the guy who projects poorly, who always gets there. 100% true. Have never read something in all my years that is so true and representative of daily fantasy sports. All right. That is 2 entries fired. Let's head back over to Unabated. And let's see if we can mine some more gold here. Passing on the field's higher passing yards. Javonte higher rushing attempts. All right, well, let's do a little bit of research. What has the Javonte utilization been like? Javonte, all right, it's definitely trending up since Beatty got injured. 24% of the targets last week, 40% targets per route run, 80% of the short down and distance, 67% inside the 5, 45% of the long down and distance. Blake Watson did get 1 snap last week. What about the raw? I mean, what are the raw numbers on Javonte? I guess I don't even have a sense of. That is so funny. You know, you do all this research, but you don't actually know what the raw numbers are. You only know the percentages. Is Audric Estime coming back? It's a good question. I know that he has been activated, or I know that he. Yeah, so basically he's been designated for a return, but he's not been officially activated off the IR. Quote unquote from Chris Tomlinson. Barring a setback, I am told things are pointing towards Broncos running back Audric Estime being activated for Sunday's game against the Chargers. Huh. Okay. So you know what? Let's not do that then. Because that introduces some input volatility. So it appears that microphone and my mouse just said they just peaced out. They didn't want to be involved in this anymore. They didn't like me opening the Audric Estimate page. They said spinning circle of death. Yeah, I think that when you're betting, when you're using some of these inputs earlier in the week, it's Friday is early in the week relative to, if you think about when most people are going to be using their DFS pick'em entries. It's sort of funny that, like, I'm doing this on a Friday and I think this is late in the week, but for most people who are entering into pick'em champions and stuff like that, I mean, they're firing on Sunday, right? Like, that's what's happening, is people are doing these on Sunday. So that number probably moves. So we are gonna avoid that one. Let's do one that I do feel better about. Sam Laporta, higher receptions. He came back from he missed 1 week, right? Didn't he? Let's check the usage there. Oh, so he got banged up in this game and then came back with 86% of the routes, highest targets per route run, negative ADOT. Weirdly, for this, you like the negative ADOT. You like the negative ADOT. So we are going to do that. We have Sam Laporta, higher receptions, is going to be the first leg of this one. I agree. I like Pick'em Champions. I almost kind of prefer Pick'em Champions because, yeah, you can do very well when your opponents do very poorly. And everyone always takes hires. So if you take lowers. All right. Sam Laporta, higher receptions. What do we have next? Definitely not doing Rico Dowdle hires. Not doing Justin Herbert, higher passing yards. Emmanuel Wilson. Oh, Drake May, higher passing yards. Yeah. Carty knows how to get to my heart. I mean, 158 yards is so low for a number 3 overall pick in his first start. Like, Caleb was a disaster in his first start, and he did better than that. Yeah, I'm tailing that. I don't love these Tajay Spears splits. That's probably good. Justice Hill, lower rushing yards. Mike Williams, lower receptions. I like that one quite a bit. Let's check the old utilization tab here for the New York Jets. So, as Mike Williams' routes have gone up, his targets per route run have gone down. He got to 81% of the snaps, 9% targets per route run with that super high ADOT. Yeah, Code Blue, if you go back to Caleb threw for 93 yards in week 1. All right, well, there you go. Yeah, remember we did the week 1 stream and Thomas from Unabated was like, oh, I'm just shorting all these rookie quarterbacks, and he smashed. Yeah, my Jacquard tree is really small, Code Blue. It's really, really small. You can... It's in my YouTube video with Liam from week 4. We did all of our Jacquard trees, or maybe week 3, one of the two. But you can go and find it. Anyway, back to business. Gotta say, I don't love the Breece Hall hires, and I don't love the DJ Moore lowers that Mr. Carty is putting out. CJ Stroud lower passing yards is probably very good. Oh, double tight end higher receptions. Why not? There we go. Now we are really cooking with gas. Again, Carty hating on Xavier Legat, man. You hate to see it. Brian Thomas Jr. lowers. Awful. Lad McConkey, higher receiving yards. I do like that. All right, there we go. We got another one. We got another one built. Let's. That's a good question. Let's look it up. Kyler Murray. So Carty has Kyler Murray 3 yards better in this sim with this available edge. It's negative 8% edge. So that's very, very, very slight. That's true. That's true. But I just no way am I taking a Drake May lower. I've been waiting for Drake May for months. I'm not taking the Drake May lower yet. Jake Ferguson, higher receptions. Laporta, higher receptions. Mike Williams, lower receptions. Drake May, higher passing yards. And Lad McConkey, higher receiving yards. Is there a more interesting Lad one? Maybe touchdown? No, we'll do receptions. All right. Here we are. This is DFS Pick Em entry number 3. Jake Ferguson, higher 5 receptions. Sam Laporta, higher 4 receptions. Mike Williams, lower 2.5 receptions. Drake May, higher 158.5 passing yards. Lad McConkey, higher 4.5 receptions. All right, all right. I will share that link in the chat to all of you. Quote, feels like ETR projections give you a bunch of overs and the blitz gives you a lot of unders. That's not a fact, just what I feel like from using both systems so far. Well, you know, it's sort of interesting. The way I understand it is that projections for player props and projections for fantasy can sometimes be done in a slightly different way. So maybe there's something there. But I've heard that discussed before, that that basically some people believe that that basically the two systems are almost trying to accomplish different things. I am not mathematically inclined so much to tell you why that would be. But like if you look at the, well, yeah, sharps take lowers and fish take overs. You know whose stream you're turning into. All right, let's build an 8-leg lower. Okay, I'm gonna clear all of these, and we're gonna build an 8-leg lower. Something we have never done on the history of this video. Jaden Daniels, lower passing yards? Sure. Jaden Daniels, lower passing yards. Done. Lamar Jackson, lower passing yards. Actually don't want to do the ones from the same game. We'll do Rodgers, lower passing yards again. We will do Joe Burrow, lower passing yards. You know, the NFL stands for the No Fun League. We will do Caleb is not that fun to do a lower on. I'll do Derrick Henry, lower rushing yards. I will do Andre Yoshivas, lower receiving yards. I think I'll get a slight negative from that. That's fine. Josh Allen, lower passing yards. Josh Jacobs, lower rushing yards. Justice Hill, lower rushing yards. David Montgomery, lower rushing yards. David Montgomery. No. Oh, I hate taking lowers. Calvin Ridley, lower receptions. All right, we need 2 more. CJ Stroud, lower passing yards. You guys have been wanting this. You guys have been wanting me to turn my sharp powers on and just take lowers. Sure, we'll do Brian Thomas Jr. lower receptions. All right, here we are, folks. Here we are. Jaden Daniels, lower passing yards. You know, of course, you got to short the generational quarterback. You got to do it. Aaron Rodgers, lower passing yards. Joe Burrow, lower passing yards. Derrick Henry, lower rushing yards. Andre Yoshibas, lower receiving yards. Calvin Ridley, lower receptions. CJ Stroud, lower passing yards. Brian Thomas Jr., lower receptions. I'm fine. I do have a cold though. You know, I'm living my truth, John. I am drinking my organic kombucha. I just had some bone broth for lunch. Sometimes you just get run down by life. And that's how she goes. And it's okay. It really is. Do you guys want me to share the link to the all lowers, or are you so disgusted? Are you so disgusted by all the lowers that you don't even want to tail it? All right. Now what we got to do, we got to do the best ball bags pick 'em entry. Any of you guys in chat, nominate your best ball bags. But I'm gonna update my exposures, and I'm gonna find my best ball bags. Chase Brown, I don't think has anything posted. Chase Brown, he does not. DJ Moore does though. DJ Moore to record a touchdown. Your name is literally Chris? Are you kidding me? Holy shit, dude. Your name is literally Chris. All right, well, for Chris, we are going to do a Drake London touchdown. Well, let's see what unabated. Let's see what my friends at Unabated have for Drake London. Is there anything? Carty's got him for slightly more yards. Slightly more yards for Chris. Chad, I'm going to be honest, I don't think Aeneas Smith is eligible in the pool. All right, best ball bags for Liam. LRM CDO 19. Worthy, McMillan, Waddle, Wright. We'll do Tank Dell. We'll do Tank Dell for Liam. What do we got? What do we got for Tank? We're not taking lowers, buddy. 57.5 to 55. Bang. Tank Dell. There we go. Drake, yeah, we gotta do a Drake mayover for Kareem's bags for sure. Let's do actually for Kareem's bags. Let's see what we can get for touchdowns. 0.5 passing touchdowns. That might be generational. It's true. It's true. The libs tune in and see the libs see us taking an 8-leg lower, and they're just so furious. Chad Candles. Terry McLaurin. All right. Terry McLaurin. Let's see what Derek has for Terry McLaurin. Basically has him right there. What price can I get for a Scary Terry touchdown? I can get a 1.48x. Bang. All right, there we go. All right, back to the best ball bags. You know, this is how we avoid getting employed by State Farm, basically. What else? Wicks. Dowdle. Oh. M-Sauce. M-Sos. Rashi Rice. Ty Chandler. Juwan Johnson. What does Juwan Johnson have? What does Juwan Johnson have for us? Not much. Dowdle, Ray Dave. I think Carty had value on all the Rico Dowdle stuff. Yeah, he did. Rushing yards, receiving yards. We'll do Dowdle receiving yards. That feels like it will all help us the most. We'll do 15.5 receiving yards. Or receptions. Do we do receptions? We'll do receiving yards. We'll do receiving yards. It's true. I mean, this would be the ultimate. It would be the ultimate flop leg. Like the Wicks touchdown this week. Truly, the ultimate flop leg. All right. Corum not playing. Dowdle works for me. Braylon Allen works for me. Jermaine Burton, well, he died. Hey, Noah Fant had a good game last night. Adunze? Wow, I just really kept taking Bears players. Greg Dortch, Drake May, Cooper Kupp, Gibson, Bauer. Oh, Bowers is good for the bags. Bowers is very good for the bags. I wonder if he even has stuff posted. 51.5 receiving yards. Well, what does the tool and unabated give us? Oh, perfect. All right, we need one more best ball bag. Debo, shout out to me. Shout out to Debo. Yeah, the Adunze stuff does feel low. Let's see. What does Carty have for Adunze? He's got him as so marginal. All right, we have a late entry. A-Rod 25. A lot of Gus Edwards. A lot of Swift. Swift is alive. Let's add this Adunze over. Wow, 150x. Okay. Let us submit this one. Done. DJ Moore, higher rushing plus receiving touchdown. Drake London, higher receiving yards. Tank Dell, higher receiving yards. Drake May to record one passing touchdown. One measly passing touchdown. Terry McLaurin, Rico Dowdle, Brock Bowers, and Rome Adunze. I will share the link in the description. You can get the under on the best ball bags by simply taking the under. You can use promo code Davis, and you can go to underdog.com, and you can take the lowers. You can take the lowers on all of those numbers. All right. Final one. Do I have any boosts to use? I might not. I don't have any boosts. They don't love me. All right, this last one. I'm going to do my favorite plays. So these are going to be my gold star locks effectively. And by that I mean I'm going to do a slightly bigger entry on these. So I think I'll do $50 on these. So the first one is going to be Drake May to record a passing touchdown. As Rusty Shackelford said, it is very addictive for us slappies. Insanely addictive for us slappies to get Drake May at 0.5. I am going to add in this one. Feels too good. Tony Pollard at 1.14x to record a touchdown. Pollard utilization is very, very good. Like, he is just the lead running back in that backfield. Snaps have stayed static. The rushing attempts have stayed static. The targets, very strong targets per route run. He gets all the short down and distance stuff. Interesting that he didn't get any inside the 5 until last week, but was still scoring. But probably more disastrously for Spears, he's starting to get the long down and distance stuff as well. It's not great for Tajay Spears. Those are definitely my two preferred. And then where is Philadelphia against Cleveland? Let's see what prices I get for Devonta Smith here. 63.5 receiving yards. I mean, I gotta be honest, Devonta Smith is really my gold star play this week. I don't know if I like yards or touchdowns better. Feels like yards is probably the move. I will do. I mean, come on. He's been over these yards in every game. I mean, this is actually funny. Look at some of these performances against the Cleveland Browns defense this year. You guys are going to be astounded by some of these wide receiver performances. All right, Cowboys, they lose to this game against the Cowboys. Brandon Cooks, 4 for 40 and a touchdown. Pretty embarrassing. Surely it gets better in the next game, right? Must get better in a game they won against the Jaguars. No, Brian Thomas, 2 for 94. Brenton Strange, 3 for 65. Gabe Davis, 3 for 43. All above their averages. Surely gets better from there, right? Surely gets better against the New York Football Giants. Nope, it doesn't. 7 for 61 from Wandale. 8 for 78 and 2. Keeps getting worse. Next game for the Cleveland Browns against the Raiders. Smoked by Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker. Harrison Bryant goes 2 for 21. I mean, this team is so brutal. And then last week against the Commies, incredible stuff here. As McLaurin goes 4 for 112. De'Ami Brown scores a deep touchdown. Jeremy McNichols is scoring. Yeah, AJ Brown will be getting a touchdown. Yeah, absolutely no doubt about that. AJ Brown will be scoring a touchdown. But I'm going to go on this one. Actually, just out of curiosity, let's add Devonta Smith receiving yards. What does the multiplier do? Yeah, I'm getting a slight negative multiplier there. And I think that's basically it. Those are the gold star plays. When I think about, those are the gold star plays. I'm going to do 50 on that one. So we have, you know what? Well, should I flex it? So basically, Cleveland made the playoffs because their defense was good. Football is a team game. And because football is a team game, That means that if you hate your quarterback and you hate your coach for continuing to play this quarterback, you feel miserable. That's basically it. That's basically the deal. Directionally inaccurate. You love to see it. All right, I'm not going to flex this one. This is the gold star. This is the gold star. Played for $342. Drake May, higher passing touchdown. Tony Pollard to score a touchdown, rushing and receiving in this game. And Devonta Smith to have higher than 63.5 receiving yards. I will post the link to that right here. Also, a great point about the Cleveland Browns. They had a good quarterback at the end of last season. They do not have a good quarterback anymore. And if you don't have a good quarterback anymore, it's hard to win football games when your defense doesn't care. Explain 6 picks being the most plus EV. Okay, I will try. So when you do 2 legs, it's minus, you're effectively implying minus 128 odds, the way that I understand it. When you're doing 3 legs, it goes down to minus 112. Then same thing when you go back to 4. Then same thing when you go back to 5. But something about the way the multiplication of the implied juice of the forced parlay of the pick 'em is that 6 picks are the most EV. You would need to have one of these guys who understands sport. In fact, I bet there probably is a page somewhere on Unabated that explains it. Like we could pull up one of these calculators. Like we could pull up one of these Unabated. There we go. If each bet is considered a coin flip, 6x should be 64x with no vig. 6 legs is minus 113, but you also need to have more plus EV plays to justify it. There you go. Bang. That is why Neil Farley and Rusty Shackelford, that's why they're here. They are here so that I don't embarrass myself by getting the mathematics incorrect. Because that's not my job. You guys don't pay me to do the math. You guys pay me to speak in a nasally voice as I recover from this cold and fire pick'ems on underdogfantasy.com. All right, let's do a little recap. What do we have here? So in the course of this show, we created, wow, more than I thought, 5. So we have this one with Rodgers, Hubbard, Hall, Ford, and Dak. We have an 8-leg touchdown with Dobbins, Pollard, Moore, Brees, A.J. Brown, Lamar Jackson, Alvin Kamara, and Jaden Reed. We have Jake Ferguson, higher receptions, Ladd McConkey, higher receptions, Mike Williams, Drake May. So Drake May is very important. Drake May has been incredibly important to these selections and will continue to be incredibly important to these selections. The all lowers. Henry, lower rushing yards. Stroud, lower passing yards. Burrow, lower passing yards. Ridley, lower receptions. Rodgers, lower passing yards. Yoshi Boss, lowers. All lowers. I mean, man. If the all lowers... Here's the deal. Every week when we do this, we have to do 1 all hires, 1 all touchdowns, 1 all lowers. We'll have to do the best ball bags. I'm finally figuring it out. I'm finally figuring out exactly what I want to do with this show. You know, it took 6 weeks. You know, you guys, I'm all new to this. You're all new to this, but I'm really all new to this in terms of figuring out what I want to do. And and then we got to do the gold star plays at the end. Feel pretty good about the gold star plays. Pollard is going to score in the first quarter. Devonta Smith is going to have 100 receiving yards at half. And Drake May, I mean, just imagine it. Close your eyes. Drake May takes the field. The Texans punt. Drake May fakes the handoff to Antonio Gibson. Rolls to his right. Tyquan Thornton is streaking down the field. The safety is in the box. because it's Tyquan Thornton and Drake May. His very first play from scrimmage is a 76-yard touchdown to Tyquan Thornton. You heard it here first, everyone. That is going to do it for the Pick 'em show. I am going to get out of here. Thank you all for watching. Make sure that you like the video. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. If you want to join up on Underdog, use promo code Davis to get a $1,000 deposit bonus match. And I will be back with all of you on Sunday morning for the Fantasy Football Countdown. Until then,